Hello everyone and welcome back to SaiyanSquabbles. I'm Papa Ping Pong here to bring you a deck profile, a very special one. Today I am bringing you guys Yellow Baby Vegeta. I actually got first place with this at my store championship, so I got a first round invitation or buy at any regional that I choose. So yeah, I figured I'd share it with you guys, share the main deck and the side deck, so let's get right into it. So the leader is Yellow Baby Vegeta, and his effect is active main. Once per turn, choose one card from your life and add it to your hand. Switch this card to active mode. Then, so he's basically dual attack. Think of it that way, and you take your own life. You don't have to attack to take the life, like you don't need to be in rest mode, but more often than not, you will be swinging to take the life, but it's not mandatory. So turn one, if you don't swing, you can still take the life. And then his Awaken, when your life is at 2 or less, you draw 2 cards and then switch to energy to active mode. Really, really strong. One of the best Awaken skills in the game. And yeah, let's get to the backside. Backside, pretty straightforward, has dual attack, and once per turn, when this card attacks, draw 1 card. Yeah, 15k and etc, etc. So let's get into the deck. I'm sure most people watching this video have seen Yellow Baby, but maybe mine's a little different. Hopefully you guys learn a little bit of something. But so first, let's get the boring thing over with. Super combos. I run 4 Shu because Shu's questionably one of the strongest cards in the game right now. But yeah, got 4 Shu. Next up, we're gonna go into the Baby / Mew package. So first up, we got 4 Dr. Mew. Critical to making the engine run. Shout out to one of my teammates for letting me use the stamp to pimp out my deck a little bit. Some of these foils are his, so thank you for that. So permanent, only 1 Dr. Mew may be played in your battle area, and if you have a red-yellow multicolor, you can play him for free. Multicolor in your energy. If your leader card is a Yellow Baby, when you play this card, you choose 1 Yellow Baby card with the energy cost of 1 from your deck, play it, and you can't play this Dr. Mew for the duration of the turn. So this, you want to hard mulligan for a multicolor and this guy. If you don't open with this guy, it's very hard to make the engine run because it's a combo deck and you need those pieces, and you will more than likely suffer without them. So, oh, side note, shout out to Mr. Grizzlyman for letting me use these for the background. So, shout out to him. Oops, didn't mean to hit the camera. So next up, we got the 1-drop Baby. You'll be playing off Dr. Mew. Baby Evil Origins. Permanent, only 1 can be in your battle area. And if your leader card is Baby and you have a red-yellow multicolor in your energy, you draw 3, then discard 2 from your hand, and you can't play him for the duration of the turn. So he's Graceful Charity if you guys played Yu-Gi-Oh! And he's super good. You want to mulligan these into your deck because you want to be playing them from the deck. But you can play them from your hand and still get the draw 3, discard 2. But remember, turn 1 to charge a multicolor. He is what will help you hopefully see your pieces. So next, go into the 4-drop. So Super Baby 1, All-Consuming Terror. So he's a 4-drop, and we're going to ignore the Union Absorb because we don't run any of the Brainwash stuff in this deck. He's got Barrier, Arrival Red-Yellow for 1 yellow energy, and Energy Exhaust. So you have the Baby and Mew already on board, so the Arrival is pretty easy, and with all your attacks from your leader, odds are you're going to get an attack through. You combo the 2, tap 1 yellow, play him. And he has Barrier, so even if you don't have the rest of the pieces, he is still safe from most stuff, because there's not a lot of ignoring Barrier right now. So, and what you play on top of the All-Consuming Terror is the 5-drop Super Baby 1 Parasitic Menace. So he's X-Evolve for a red Baby with an energy cost of 4, and this is a red-yellow. So, and he's Double Strike, and when a card evolves into this card, you neg one of your opponent's battle cards by 5k. So if they have like Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan, or just maybe an Android 16 giving Bond or something, you drop that and you draw 1 card, and you can only play 1 per turn. An active main, for 1 energy, you choose 1 Baby with an energy cost 6 from your hand and play it on top of this card. Even if you don't have it, this is still a good target for what we'll get into later, and 25 Double Strike is still pretty good for basically no energy that turn. So our first of the 8 targets, we got 4 of the 6-drop. So you're going to be playing him on top of the Parasitic Menace. And he's Triple Strike. He is evolved to colorless and 2 red. But he's Triple Strike, and when this card attacks or your opponent plays a battle card, if your leader card is a machine mutant, draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and it loses 20k for the duration of the turn. So this has to proc on your attack or your opponent's first battle card being played, but you do choose whichever battle card you want as a target, and that draw is really effective. So you get this guy out turn 2, you swing Triple Strike, they're probably going to negate if they left an energy open. But then turn 3, you swing with him again, and then you get to go into our next card, which is the 7-drop. Grade 8 Baby, the ultimate life form, or ultimate evil life form. So he's evolve red-yellow for a baby with energy cost 5 or more. Double Strike and Offering. So even after you swing with the Triple Strike, you still want to evolve this on top, because you get the Offering, which your opponent either crits a life or you draw 2. As active main, you may add a card from your life to your hand. You choose your opponent's leader card, it gets minus 5k. So this is what's going to get you to awaken. Take 2 or 3 off your life, you give your opponent minus 10 to 15. And then, when you awaken with your leader, well, we'll get to that in a sec. The last of the, well, actually, this is not the last, but a good baby recovery piece, and I'll tell you a little story about this, is Baby Vengeful Blow. I main deck 3, and I do not regret it after doing this tournament. Unit Absorb. Choose 1 Vegeta GT card in your drop area and place it under this card. Choose 1 baby card in your hand with energy cost 30k and play it on top of it, or battle power with 30k and play it on top of this card. You can only have 1 in your battle area, and when a baby card with the energy or an original power of 30k in your battle area is removed from your battle area by opponent's skill or KO'd, so basically you lose 1 of your 30k apes leaves the field, you play this card for free. So what happened is I was playing blue-green Broly, and they used Ultra Instinct on my Triple Strike swing, bounced it to my hand, I played this guy, and I went right back up into the ape, because it returned into hand, and I played it for my hand, and I already had the Vegetas in the drop area because he returned it, and then I got to do it a second time after he did it again. That was next game, I believe, though, but so he tapped out for it, so it was really good. It was super strong, but I do not regret having those 3 in the deck. So then we got Super Baby 1, All-Consuming Terror. So only 1 can be in your battle area, and if your leader card is Yellow Baby and your opponent took 2 or more damage this turn, you play this card for free. Just an additional 15k attack. It's really nice to apply early game pressure. So if you have Parasitic Menace or anything that's 25k or more that's red, you play this guy. So we run 4 of these, Super Saiyan 4, Heartfelt Plea, Triple Strike, Offering, and when you awaken, you choose a red battle card with 25k or more power, place it in your drop area, play this card from your hand. And you can only have 1 in the battle area, basically. This guy was really good, came in clutch a few games, and he applies a heck of a lot of pressure, because you're basically dual offering when you play this, because the idea is to play it off the 7-drop, and this all goes off turn 3. So you're basically getting 2 offerings, so they're either critting 2 life, critting life, and then you're drawing 2, or you're drawing 4 cards, on top of your leader's awaken with drawing an additional 2 cards. And thanks to this next card, Pan, Great Ape Whisperer, it basically gives the Goku dual attack. So she's blocker, and she has the same skill. If you are at 2 or less and activate Awaken, you play this card from your hand, but you only have 1 in your battle area. And then choose up to 1 of your yellow battle cards, switch to active mode, and you can negate the skill for the duration of the game. So odds are you're going to switch this guy back to active mode, attack with another 30k. And remember, during this time, your opponent should be at minus 10 on their leader, so at 0 or 5k. So you're basically swinging for 40 to 45. And Pan can also target herself, because even she is a threat to a leader that's negged 10k or negged 15k. So moving on to the yellow support, we got 3 Blitzwave generators. So I debatably might want to drop this to 2, but I did really like seeing it during the tournament. So when you play this card, you can't use it for the duration of the turn, and if your leader card is a baby card, you look at the top 5 cards among your deck, and you add 1 baby among them, and if you found a target, you switch 1 yellow energy into active mode. So, it basically pays for itself, and it finds your pieces when you need it. Super good synergy. I've played this probably every game that I played during our best of 3s, and it just super critical because this is a combo deck and you need to see those pieces. So now moving on to negates, I run 2 Topo Righteous Aid. I only think I played 1 during the tournament, but I'm still glad I had them because they're the least combo pieces, and if I got lucky and did not verse any very aggro decks, but if I did, I'd want this main boarded. Like I did not get a baby mirror match, but if I did, I'd be happy I got this. So as a counter attack, you choose 1 other card in your hand to place in your drop area. You play this card and negate the attack, and then he becomes a 2 cost during your opponent's turn. And after you play this, if your opponent declares an additional attack, they have to discard 2 cards. So shout out to my good friend. I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but he let me borrow these because topos are expensive and I do not own them. So thanks to him for letting me use these for the tournament. Again, I used it once or twice, I don't remember, but they're still really helpful and nice to have. 1 time magic, Sparking 5. This was again for baby or Height of Mastery. So if your leader card is yellow, negate the attack, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and they can't restand. And it's Sparking 5, so you can pay it by taking a life instead. So, Overwhelm. Got 2 Bardock Awakened Instincts. You should have 4 in your drop area turn 2, because he's Overwhelmed 4. You Overwhelm, you draw 2 and discard 1. And he's a 20k beater. So he's still applying a lot of pressure. Turn 2, you could be killing turn 2. If you have the baby, this guy, you already attacked with your leader twice and the triple strike on top of like your 2 or 3 attacks the previous turn. So he's just another free body basically. And I never sided him out or anything. He's very good searcher. So I'm gonna show these cards together. Mirror Creator Absorbed and Furthering Destruction Champa. You guys know the combo. Overwhelm 1 or Overwhelm 4 for 1 energy. You get plus 5k for each card in your warp when this card attacks. So, you know, he's swinging 130k. And plus Champa for additional 1 energy for double strike. Shout out to my captain Orlando on my team. I originally didn't run this, and this had me steal a few games. So shout out to him. I'm very thankful for that. So normally we don't do this, but I feel like since it was necessary, I will go over my sideboard. I only think I ever sided. I sided almost every game, but I don't think my side like ever came up. I think like maybe 1 game, but we'll still go over it. So 1, Kami Global Unifier. Auto, when you play this card, you draw 1. He's got Deflect. Active aim for 2 energy. Choose all of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 4 or less, ignoring barrier, and KO them. Or all battle cards on the field. So this was mostly for Demigra, because I thought we were going to see some Demigra today, but we did not. So yeah, or even Kidku, because I don't think Kidku's dead. But yeah, I never sided it. So then, 2 Mercenary Tau for the hand control matchup. I did face a Kaioken, blue-green Kaioken Goku today, and this, I think, stopped him from some of his plays. So permanent, if your opponent's leader card is green or yellow, he becomes a 1 cost, he's barrier, and once per turn, when you're forced to drop a card from your hand, your opponent warps 3 cards from their hand. So I also use this in the baby matchup, or any rad matchup that ran Topo, because if I swing and I drop 2, they have to warp 3. And they're already negging 2, 1 from playing Topo and 1 from discarding and then playing Topo. So they basically have to neg 4 cards from their hand from me negging 2. So, and it's a 1 cost, so. Then 2 Dark Power Black Mass Sand for the baby mirror match and for Hachiyak. I dodged our 2 Hachiyak players today, luckily, because that probably would have been my hardest fight. So auto, when you swing, you can take a life and it gets plus 10k. You never need to worry about that. And his other auto, when your opponent plays a battle card of 15k power or less using a non-keyword skill, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand and places them in their drop area. So if they use Dr. Mew into Yellow Baby, they're dropping 4 cards from their hand. Next up, This is for Hachiyak, Super Baby 2, the Malicious Tyrant. So when you play this card from your hand, choose all of your Baby and Brainwash cards that get plus 5k power for the duration of the turn, and then you choose your opponent's leader card and you negate its skills for its non-keyword skills for the duration of the turn. So Hachiyak does not have its Nimbus effect, so you can swing with your whole board. And with Hachiyak, you're more than likely getting to turn 4 or 5. The other auto doesn't really matter, but I'll still go over it. If your leader card is a baby and you choose 2 cards from your hand to place them at the bottom of your deck in any order, when you combo with this card, draw 2 cards. So it's a nice way of cycling if maybe you have too many apes. But again, I dodged Hachiyak, so I didn't even side these, but I still would keep these in for the Hachiyak matchup. Then we got Super Baby 2, Malicious Majesty. This is also for Hachiyak. So he's Deflect, offering Energy Exhaust. And Active Battle, choose 3 cards in your hand, place them in your drop area, choose 1 card in your life, add it to your hand. Choose your opponent's leader card and all their battle cards, and they get minus 20k, and have their non-keyword skills negated for the duration of the turn. I am going to bump this up to 2 for Hachiyak. Again, I didn't burst Hachiyak, so I didn't really worry about it. But this is a really good card. This basically wipes your opponent's board, and it's an offering, so they're either critting or you're drawing 2, and all that pressure is just perfect against Hachiyak. Them critting themselves is really nice because they are really hard to break through. So I sided another Champa, just in case. This is again mostly for Hachiyak, if I want them to take more life just for more attacks and stuff. One additional time magic for the Height of Mastery matchup. Basically it. Another Topo for Hyper Aggro, Baby, and Demigra. Battle to the Death. I sided this. I only run 1. I sided this 2 to 3 times, but it never ended up being played. I just never saw it. So I'm thinking about bumping it up to 2, but this is mostly for Piccolo, because Active Main, if your leader card is yellow, choose up to 3 cards in your life, add them to your hand. You're probably never doing that. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and it gets minus 25k for the duration of the turn. So actually, now that I think about it, might also be good against Hachiyak, because it's 25k, so you get rid of their Hachiyak, and you choose a bunch of your life, so you're awakening. But maybe. Then we got Swift Retaliation Cooler for Hachiyak, or just any super defensive deck. 3 energy, it's a counter, you negate the counter and play this card, and you draw 2 cards. Or you draw 1 card, and then if you have 6 or more cards in rest mode, you draw another card. So he replaces itself, and he's still a 5k combo. Last but not least, Baby Janemba. Offering Active Main, you can play him for 5. Your opponent may choose 3 cards from the life and place them in their drop area. If they do, this card is placed in your drop area instead of being played. And then after it's played, you choose your opponent's leader card and it gets minus 30k for the duration of the turn. I'm going to probably switch this out for another Malicious Majesty for the Hachiyak matchup, because I think the Active Battle is better, because it wipes the whole board and it's just a 10k difference, which at that point you're probably going to take the game anyways. So that is it. That is what got me first place at my store championship. Shout out to my team, Team Oregon, for just being amazing. I love you guys. You helped me practice and get here, and I appreciate you guys very greatly. Shout out to my good friend that I'm not sure wants me to mention him, but for the one that let me borrow the topos, just helping me make my deck better. And everyone, shout out to everyone that participated in our tournament, and I had a great time, and this means a lot to me. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya.